Gary, if you look at Francisco Lindor's social media accounts, his handle is Lindor12BC. Now, what does that BC stand for? It stands for be consistent. That is what Francisco Lindor preaches, and it's how he acts. To me, that has been one of the most notable things about covering him over the last 4 years, and specifically this season. Whether he's going through this type of a stretch that he's on right now, playing at an MVP level, or the stretch at the beginning of the year where he was really struggling, he is the same guy day in, day out. Specifically from a media perspective, he is at his locker every single day, maybe more so when he's struggling, to be honest with you, which, I mean, you guys have been around the game for a long time. That's rare. There are plenty of guys who, when they're not going great, they're hiding. He doesn't do that. He stays out front. He is always there to speak, answer your questions, and from what I can gather, that's the same guy behind the scenes as well. Setting a fantastic example as that ball is botched, and Tyrone Taylor makes it to first base safely, so Riley can't handle the ground ball. But JD Martinez, guys, quickly to wrap it up, he said that's what makes him a great leader for this team. You would never know if he's 0 for 5 or 5 for 5 with a couple of home runs. Same guy every single day.
Riley closed his glove before the ball got in the mitt.
And he is a quality third baseman. Don't see him make too many errors.
You can't overstate what having somebody who's willing to stand there and take the heat every day does for a ball club, because it takes so much pressure off the other 25 guys.
I mean, Keith used to do it for us every single game. You know, more so, of course, at home, and away it's a whole different deal.
David Wright did the same thing throughout his Mets career.
And I think the thing that really stands out too about Lindor is oftentimes when the team is struggling, it's because in large part he is struggling so much. And so, you know, sometimes you would have guys that they'll stand up and they'll talk about the team in general, but individually they're playing well. Lindor, even when he is the one that is really struggling and not coming through in big spots, he is right there at his locker every single day the moment we come into that clubhouse. And it's a big, big deal that I don't think people truly understand.
Taylor at first on the error by Riley. Lindor grounded out his first time up, and he goes after a curveball and misses, and it's 1-2.
Charlie's got, you can just tell by the break, Gary, from the center field camera, that Charlie has one of those guys that has that great spin rate. It comes out of his hand, that ball is just spinning to get that kind of break.
And he throws it a lot. More than any other starting pitcher in baseball. 41% of his pitches are curveball. And it has to be because his fastball increasingly gets hit. The OPS against his fastball is .959, which is the 7th highest figure in the majors. Goes to the fastball after 4 straight curveballs, and Lindor fouls it off.
Well, as you get older, you lose a little bit of that pop, and you still got a good hammer. I think you're going to start using the hammer a little more.
Yeah, and the analytics will show him that the batting average against is not good.
There's the back door, the curve and misses, and it's 3-2. Brandon Nimmo waiting on deck.
Got a red hot bat up here. Will you send down 2 runs? Will you send Taylor? I don't know. I wouldn't.
I would.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Not going. And hits Lindor, and they'll let him take his base. Now the Mets have 2 men on. That's the 13th batter Morton has hit this year, 2nd in the National League.
Well, that curveball just was like a heat-seeking missile.
See Lindor race the bat boy down the first base line. That was hilarious.
So the Mets have their best scoring chance. 1st and 2nd, nobody out. And here comes Nimmo, who took a call 3rd strike his first time up. Excellent speed on the bases. Taylor at 2nd, Lindor at 1st, and the fastball up and away to Nimmo, ball 1.
And one thing, Charlie can lose it real rapidly too. Brandon's been clutch all year.
319 with runners in scoring position this season. And that curveball missed badly, and it's 2-0. So he's starting to lose the feel for it, and Travis d'Arnaud is going to go out to the mound to try and give him a blow.
Well, I'm talking to some of the people that follow the Atlanta Braves because of his age. Also, when he gets into these long innings, you'll see his infielders, his catcher d'Arnaud, Murphy, if he's catching, come and try to give Charlie a blow.
The MLB Ballpark app will complete your next visit to Citi Field. Buy and manage game tickets, redeem offers, access exclusive content, and more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. Good spot here for Nimmo, 2-0 with J.D. Martinez on deck. And Morton has another curveball and again misses badly, and now it's 3-0.
Boy, do you give Brandon a 3-0 hit sign? He's in a struggling. I'd let him swing the bat.
Didn't he hit a ball out in Pittsburgh on a 3-0 count?
First ball that he's put in play on a 3-0 pitch in his entire career, and he hit a home run. Here he takes a fastball high out of the strike zone, and the Mets have the bases loaded and nobody out.
Well, we've seen Charlie do this over the years.
So after the error by Riley, Morton hits a batter, walks a batter, and now he's going to face J.D. Martinez, who has the best numbers on the club against Morton, with the bases loaded. J.D. struck out on a curveball his first time up. Infield back at double play depth. And Martinez takes a fastball outside. 7 straight pitches out of the strike zone for Morton.
Oh, boy.
And J.D. grounds one down to third, right at the back. Foul ball. Foul ball. The third base umpire, Emil Jimenez, made the call. Riley stepped on the bag, which was going to create a tag play at home had it been fair. But Jimenez had already called it foul.
And it is foul. That's really a smart play by Riley, and d'Arnaud was making the tag, very alert.
Got the speed of Taylor at third. Lindor and Nimmo also with good wheels aboard. 1-1 to Martinez. Pete Alonso on deck. And J.D. takes curveball out of the strike zone. 2-1. Crowd has really filled in nicely. It was late arriving. Must have been a lot of traffic.
There was a lot of traffic here.
A very lively crowd last night, and again tonight. Over 34,000 for last night's game. 2-1, and that's just off the outside corner, and now it's 3-1 to Martinez.
That's number 3 for Gabe Morales, the home plate umpire. He is not a low ball umpire.
J.D. has 8 career grand slams. He's got a 3-1 advantage with the bases full and nobody out. And J.D. flies one to deep right field. Back goes Duvall to the warning track. Back at the fence. It's out of here! An opposite field grand slam for J.D. Martinez. With his 9th career grand slam, and it's 4-2 New York.
Well,
I don't know how he lifted that pitch. That was not a bad pitch. Down and away.
that's his strength downstairs. Ooh. He was set up that way.
Alonso, it's a slow roller to short, and Arcia throws him out for the first out of the inning.
Down and away, Ron. You fastball, has to throw the fastball here, and he goes that way so naturally. That's his strength. And Charlie, you know, the leadoff error, but Charlie got himself in trouble.
It's only the Mets' 2nd grand slam of the season. The first hit off a pitcher. The only other grand slam was Tyrone Taylor against Luis Guillorme. It was in Atlanta.
So both against the Braves.
First one hardly counts. Except for Taylor.
Kept traveling and carrying just into the trampoline.
McNeil fly to center his first time, and he swings over a curveball. 1-1. Charlie Morton's now given up 18 home runs against the Mets, which is by far the most he's given up against any team. And he's given up the 18 home runs to 16 different players. Only McNeil and Lindor have 2. And McNeil drives one to the gap in right center field. That ball's going to head to the wall and off the base of the fence. And McNeil pulls into second base with a well-struck double. And the Jeff McNeil show after the All-Star break is still in progress.
Well, when you lose your curveball and you got to throw the fastball, and we talked about earlier how Charlie gets hurt on his fastball, then you can sit on it as a hitter, and the Mets are teeing off.
Was the second hit of the inning. Mets loaded the bases on an error, a hit batsman, and a walk. Martinez unloaded them with a grand slam, and now McNeil with a double. There's Vientos, who had an infield hit his first time up.
Here's a nice overhead shot. Watch outside corner. The key is let the ball get deep. Make contact deep. Let the ball travel. Then you get more barrel on that ball.
11 home runs now for Martinez. 44 driven in. And remember, his season got off to a late start. It's been a struggle for JD over the last couple of weeks, but that's a huge blow.
Yeah.
Just got a piece of that curveball that caught Darno. JD Martinez now has 9 grand slams in his career for 5 different teams.
Whoa.
Have bat will travel. 2-1 to Vientos with Jose Iglesias on deck. And Vientos gets a curveball and drills it to deep left, and that ball is out of here. Mark Vientos slams a curveball out of the yard, a 2-run shot. And with 2 big swings of the bat, the Mets have a 6-run third inning and a 6-2 lead. Home runs for Mark Vientos.
Hanging breaking ball. Stays back. And the Mets got some magic working.
Braves will start to get their bullpen cranking after Vientos slammed that one out of the yard. Daysbel Hernandez, who was just called up yesterday. That curveball hit on the ground right at Arcia. And he throws out Iglesias for the second out. Think about the fact that when this year began, the Mets did not have JD Martinez in the lineup because he signed late. They didn't have Mark Vientos in the lineup because he was in the minor leagues. Between them, they've now hit 25 home runs. That Mets home run means City will donate $2,000 to No Kid Hungry to help the 1 in 5 kids in America facing hunger right now. Francisco Alvarez, the 9th man to bat in the inning. Three of the 6 runs will be unearned as a result of the Riley error that began the inning. But the Mets with a couple of crushing blows against Charlie Morton. And now Alvarez sucks one to deep left. Forget that. That is way out of here. Francisco Alvarez adds to the carnage. His 5th home run of the year. It's a 7-run third inning for New York. Francisco Alvarez had got 69 at bats since his last home run. That streak is over. So is Charlie Morton's night as Brian Snitker comes to get him.
Now that was a changeup. And right down the middle and up.
Mets with a 7-run third inning. They've knocked Charlie Morton out of the box. Daysbel Hernandez coming in. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Nissan. 7-2 New York. We'll be right back. OMG indeed. Crowd came early. They're going to be staying late for fireworks, but the Pyrotechnics have arrived early. 3 home runs for the Mets in the third inning, knocking Charlie Morton out of the box. And this crowd has been raucous.
Look.
Daysbel Hernandez in to pitch to Tyrone Taylor and gets his first slider in for a strike. And Charlie Morton lasts just 2 2/3. 7 runs on 6 hits. Only 3 of the runs earned, but nonetheless. J.D. Martinez a grand slam. Vientos a 2-run homer. Alvarez hit one off the facing of the second deck. Ouch. Taylor started the inning by hitting the ground ball that Riley booted, and now he flies one out to left. Rosario drifting back. He should have room, and he makes the catch.